Welcome back to Ballin on a Budget. It's been a minute. I'm your host, Jordan Bradford, alongside my co-host, Nicholas Garcia, Alonzo Washington, and Marcellus Davis. Since the last episode, a lot has happened. Um, we could talk. Let's just get into it. AD was traded. How do y'all feel about it now that it's been like a month since it happened? And what are y'all thoughts?
Go
You
ahead,
know,
Zo. Go ahead,
I,
Zo.
for me personally, I feel like I had the most dramatic reaction out of all of the group chat when the trade first happened. I thought, man, why would we make this trade? Although, Luca's a great guard, a great player, great facilitator, great offensive player. Was it worth giving up all the defense that Anthony Davis was, supplying to our team? But after the 3 week mark, us being the number one defense over the last 15 games,
That's
us being
confusing. I just don't get that. Like, how does our defense improve without AD? That don't make sense to me.
yeah, it don't
Yeah,
make
that's
sense to me
crazy.
either. But if we're able to maintain this defense, I think that we for sure won the trade. Of course, Luca's gonna be Luca. He hasn't even been the best version of himself as of yet, and he's still been impacting our team in such a positive way on the offensive end, making LeBron just be able to take a back seat. This is the most open shots he's received in a very long time.
Yeah, he's gonna get Jackson Hayes paid if Jackson Hayes stays here because Jackson Hayes looking like a compatible center, like he's looking like playable. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
but here's my
Yeah,
thing,
for
right?
sure.
Luka Doncic fall in that same line, like them John Walls, LeBrons. Like if you put any type of big next to them, they're gonna look like a serviceable starting level.
Man, John Wall got Marcin Gortat a bag, bro.
And let's not forget about that, man.
Bron got
Shout out John
Timofey
Wall.
Mozgov a bag. LeBron's getting Tristan Thompson a bag, man.
Exactly. Like these guys, they just know how to. They're big whisperers, man. They know how to make their bigs compatible with their game. They know how to get bigs in their spots. Get them the best shots that they've received in a long, long time. So
For
if you
sure.
give them athletic bigs, they'll find a way to make something work.
What do y'all think about the whole Kings, Bulls, and what Spurs 3-team trade, sending
I
Fox to the Spurs, and then obviously Levine to the Kings, and then Wemby's out for the season now. What are y'all thoughts?
only thing that made sense to me was the Spurs trade, man. When Wemby come back, Wemby's gonna have an all-star level Robin now. De'Aaron Fox and Wemby's games are just so compatible, man. Wemby's a lob threat, a high level lob threat who can also stretch the floor. De'Aaron Fox is somebody who puts high level pressure on the paint with his acceleration, his mid range game. And he's also starting to develop that three ball pretty well compared to his last couple of years. I think that trade is amazing. For the other two, I don't know what's going on. Out of all of those trades the Bulls made, they did not get a single lottery. They didn't get a single draft pick out of any of those trades in the first round.
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
I
know
facts.
what they're doing.
I'm glad they made a move, but like I wish they could have got more assets. But I mean,
And
that's
then
what
they
happens when
didn't
you
get
try
off
to hold on to a player too long. I think
they
they
didn't
should
get
have
off of
traded.
Will
They
Smith
should have
either.
traded Lonzo. Like I don't get what's the point in keeping Lonzo if there's a team that'll give you a first round pick for him.
Facts.
So I mean, yeah, I think for the Kings, uh, I knew something was gonna happen because it just didn't seem like it was working. But I didn't expect Levine to go to the Kings, but I mean, it's not like a horrible fit. I think it can work, especially because of the playmaker that Sabonis is. Like, they don't really have a traditional point guard, but like, they don't really need one necessarily right now. So I think they'll make it work. As far as the Spurs though, I'm curious to see when Wemby comes back. Like, I know it'll be next year. Will it be, opening day? Will it be, sometime later in the season? I guess we'll figure it out. But we just hope that he recovers fast and that he's able to get back on the court and play ball.
Yeah, for sure, man. Off the initial trades, man. I'm gonna just get my 80 take. Nick, I was on the phone with Nick, bro. Nick was like literally the only one out of all of us. I was like, oh man, man, I think this is a good trade, man. Luka's a good player. Now I didn't disagree at the moment, but I was like, bro, how are we gonna guard a center? We couldn't even guard Jokic with AD, and then we just traded AD. And then we fast forward, and then Luka dropped a 30, 10 rebounds, and we beat the Nuggets by 20. We don't beat the Nuggets, let alone by
Yeah.
20, man. So like when I saw that, man, I was like starstruck. I was like, oh, how are we playing good? Like we was on a winning streak. We only lost like one or two games. I was like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like so I mean Nick probably cooked with that. You know, I'm gonna let him talk about that. But the trade looking good so far, bro. I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Nick seen something that the rest of us didn't know
Yeah,
before.
nah, Nick
I
for yeah,
mean, nah, to be honest, it's just more like Bron is getting up there in age, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say like I knew anything off rip. Like, bro, I was laying on my beanbag right there when I saw that we got Luka Doncic. Like, I didn't
Like
believe it at first, you know?
facts. Like I
Like,
wasn't even
I
conscious
thought I got
when it happened. I
yeah,
wasn't
nah,
even.
for
I
sure,
didn't
for
see it.
sure, for
oh
I didn't
sure.
see it until like 50 minutes after it happened. I wasn't like I wasn't conscious. Like
I don't
yeah,
know who sent it to the group chat. Went like, oh, wow, we was just all going crazy, bro.
nah, yeah, it was pretty crazy. But the first thing you think of is like, well, AD is getting up there in age, you know what I mean? And while he still is a really good player, and I think he was up there in Defensive Player of the Year talk. I mean, I know Wemby was the one that was supposed to win it, but I think he's up there defensively this year. But well, he's getting toward the end of his prime, and with Luka Doncic, we're getting a player that hasn't even entered his prime, and at that could do what LeBron does at an even better level, at a younger level. You know what I mean? And we're starting to see kind of Luca take control of the floor a little. I feel like getting more into his role, but that's what any trade. And yeah, I'm sorry. I think and LeBron's benefiting off of it a lot. I saw that he's putting up stats that he put up his MVP year in 2012 or 13 with the Heat. He's averaging around the same stats. So I think we benefited a lot off this trade, and we're gonna see more of it in the future.
Yeah,
yeah.
no, for sure.
Mhm.
Just off of initial, what do we think about the Jimmy Butler trade, man? Going to the Warriors.
Um, I, I don't like the extension, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do. He's been okay. He hasn't been like amazing, but he's been good. Um, yeah, I just think that I just don't. They don't scare me in the West. Like I
Yeah.
just think for them though that they're starting to play like their role players are starting to warm up. Like Pods has been pretty solid. Since Moody's been in the starting lineup, he's been pretty good. They're getting production out of Quentin Post, who was like their second round pick in the 50s. Like the Warriors, it like they never with the Warriors, it's weird because it's like their first round picks typically don't contribute, but their late picks do. Although I
Yeah,
guess
yeah,
Pods is
facts.
contributing right now, and Kaminga's injured, but yeah, I think once they get fully healthy, they just really need a big man. Like I that's always been the thing for me. And I just it's for the past like even when you had JaVale and Bogut, like they were serviceable. But it's like, okay, if you're to play like the Nuggets, you got Draymond. I mean, you got Draymond on your like you have like no length. So I mean, yeah, the Warriors, I don't know. They'll be like they'll probably be playing range, maybe 6 seed. If they can get hot, maybe getting that 5th seed, but I don't think they're like championship contenders.
Yeah, no, for sure for right now. But you already know how the Warriors be surprising us out of nowhere. But like what it looks right now, I don't think they like. Yeah, they top eight, but like they're not gonna be a threat in the playoffs.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
we just found out that Joel Embiid is out for the season. So like, since all these trades are happening, what's next for Philly? Like, should they get rid of Embiid or should they keep him? Like, what y'all think about that?
I don't.
Uh,
Well, you can't get rid of him because who's gonna take him?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not trading for no Joel Embiid. I
you
think
know,
that they're in a weird place right now because you overpaid Paul George. Their only like bright spot is Tyrese Maxey and then Jared McCain. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what to tell them to do. I guess they got to figure it out.
I made it clear in a previous episode a while back when it comes to bigs like Joel Embiid, where they already have had previous leg injuries and things of that nature. You expect their prime to be a little bit shorter than that of a LeBron James, a James Harden, a Kevin Durant, or any guy of that caliber. Joel Embiid is already in his 30s, and how many leg injuries and season enders has he
Joel
had?
Embiid is in his 30s.
In his 30s?
I believe so. How old is Joel Embiid?
Hold
I
on.
don't
Nah,
know.
hold on. I'm gonna look this up. Hold
If
on.
he's that old, that's crazy. I know he missed like his first
Yeah.
3 seasons or something.
He's 30. He's 30 on flat, bro. Just 30 years old, bro. That's crazy.
Joel Embiid is 30 years
Damn.
old, and he's missed so
He's
many
30
seasons
flat.
now. I just
Wow.
I just feel that the window for Joel Embiid has closed, yo. Like
Dang, bro. I'm thinking he
I'm
late 20s, bro. I'm like,
exactly like it's surprising to me too, but I remember like when
I
he
mean,
finally came back and the
damn.
process was finally completed, and he had
yeah,
Ben
that
Simmons.
was already his third season.
He was already about 26.
Yeah, that was his third season. Yeah, so how long do we have to trust the process for, man?
I think
That's
the
crazy.
process is over. I just don't know what direction that can really take. With Joel Embiid probably not going to be a serviceable big in the next 2 years, in my opinion, with all the injuries. I hope he proved me wrong, but
Yeah.
bigs with his track history just don't pan out well, and I feel like they paying the consequences of risking it and holding out on Joel Embiid's potential for so long. And then on top of that, like podcast P, at least he scored 26. At least he gonna fill in
Hey,
some.
have
He
y'all
said
seen
he
that video where like he say you gonna
he
like
said
step
he
away from the
done. Yeah, he
podcast? He
done.
gonna step away from the podcast. He try to get that playoff contention, bro.
Yeah, he done.
Hey
And they
man,
have some bright sides though.
stay
One
committed,
of their
man.
role players just dropped 44 yesterday.
I
Oh,
seen that
Quentin
too.
Grimes.
Yeah,
Yeah, Quinn Grimes. Yeah, I seen that.
He was
he
Yeah,
just
hooping.
earned himself a contract, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, bro, that's a good idea, man. Just step away, focus on what you got to do, lock in, for the rest of the season. I'm not gonna say they can't do it. I'm not gonna sit up here and say they can't do it, but you got a lot of work to do, to
Yeah,
get back into that position.
because definitely with things like recording podcasts and doing things like that, giving in the moment reports on what's happening in the locker room definitely adds an extra layer of distraction to the season. And
Yeah,
with
for sure.
PG taking that aspect out of his day-to-day life is going to improve some type of way, whether it's just locker room chemistry, his performance, or just team trust.
I just don't even believe in the Sixers. I don't. Yeah,
Oh
that ship
man.
is sailed. I don't know.
But yeah, it's just like Maxi's
It
getting
all started when they decided to pay Tobias over Jimmy.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I
that was
remember that
part of
too.
it.
That was crazy.
Because truthfully, the 76ers have always been like just this poor franchise to me, man. Like when
The
you
year,
really
yeah,
think about it
Bro,
further,
their peak with what was it with who was
their
that, Kawhi?
their peak was the year Kawhi hit the
Yeah,
game winner.
Kawhi hit that game winner. That was like the furthest they went. But
That
like
was like the best.
ever
Yeah,
since then, bro, they like been like a second round team when they did make the playoffs. It was always like they'll play the Celtics or they play, what I'm saying, like the
yeah,
Bucks
because
and get
truthfully,
fried.
Joel
And
Embiid has never been available when you need him.
yeah,
Because Tyrese Maxey, he's been injured a few times over the last couple years. Paul George has always had a track history of being an injury prone guy, and even when he's here, you don't know which PG you get in. It's where's
yeah.
Paul though? Where's Paul though?
Where's Paul though? Nah, cause for real, like, when I heard they giving Paul George all that money, I was like, man, he better be hooping. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy
Since he left the Clippers because of this, his
for
whole thing was
sure.
that he wanted a bag, and
I
he
don't
went to
blame
where
him, man. If I was an NBA player, I don't care about no rings. Who giving me the most money? Like, I would never clown a player for not ring chasing and for bag chasing. Go get your money. You feel me? Like, go get it. So, like, I
Hey
don't blame
man,
him. Because
for
it's
like the
not like,
first,
and it's not like the Clippers are like, bro, the Clippers haven't been, they've been to the conference finals like what, once, and it was because of him.
yeah, it's because
Kawhi
him
wasn't even
was
playing.
around that the bubble.
It was the year. Who did they beat? Was it, I forgot who they beat.
Yeah,
The
I forgot who they
Mavericks,
lost to,
maybe?
bro.
they
I
beat the
don't,
Mavs.
but yeah, they beat the Mavs in like
Did
seven.
they lose to the Nuggets Or they lost to us. I don't know who they lose
They
to.
lost to. They didn't lose to us. We never played them. It was probably the Nuggets.
They lost to the
Okay,
Nuggets.
it's probably Nuggets. Yeah, that's
We
what I
beat the
thought.
Nuggets in the conference final that year.
No, that the year they made the conference final. I'm talking about the year the Clippers made the conference finals.
Oh, I don't know what year that was.
I think that I know it was the year the Suns made the finals. I think
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I
Okay,
remember because that
for
whole
sure.
That's
playoffs
when they lost to
everyone was
the
injured. The Lakers was injured on the other side. The Nets were injured. Yeah, I think it was that
man.
because I
Let's
remember
talk
that's where
about
like the
that year
little
real
beef with
quick.
Devin
What a
Booker.
year of greatness by the greatest scorer of all time, Kevin Durant, man.
No, bro.
I've been just giving him his flowers recently. I know he's gonna retire soon, man. I gotta.
I don't know, bro. With
That boy just
Durant,
loved
bro,
the hoop, man.
like
They've been wasting Devin Booker and Kevin Durant master season over there. I don't know why they would have possibly wanted to trade for Bradley Beal. Now they're stuck in a situation where they can't get rid of him. They don't have the salary cap to make any type of moves or improvements. The team is done.
with Durant, bro, I've never like looked at Durant and said, "Damn, he's getting old." Like he just plays the same way in my opinion. Like it doesn't feel
Yeah,
like he's what 35, 36.
And
Like
don't
I
get
don't
me
know.
started.
I feel like bro, like I feel like Durant's longevity, bro, could really last him like longer than Bron.
Yeah,
Because
truthfully, I feel like
because
nobody
Bron is dominant off of his body and his athleticism. KD got the coldest mid-range of all time,
but yeah, nobody's
yeah.
really
besides Sean Livingston. So
nobody really speaking of it just
Besides
off of the
Sean
fact that
Livingston, he
LeBron
don't
is
miss.
hurt.
He don't miss.
But yeah, the only reason I feel like Kevin Durant isn't getting the flowers he deserves is because LeBron did it first in a way. Like
KD had a torn ACL, came back, was better. Like,
average
what are we talking
27.
about?
Yeah, for
The only
sure.
thing that KD has lost really is that first step and that ability to just even then he still be putting people on the
Because
rim.
then he's still 8 feet tall, so he's just gonna shoot over you.
Yeah, he can shoot over anybody, really. I'm
But
not
yeah,
gonna
his
hold
game
you.
is relying more on his finesse and his mid range shot though than his quick first step and his athleticism. But with talented players like him, like Curry, like LeBron, they could play serviceable basketball until they're 45.
Bro, that's like talking about that. It just sparked up like a new question. Like, maybe in like 5 or 10 years, what if they all retire? Curry included too. What if they all retire? Who would be like the face of the league though? Or is just gonna be like a league full of like just
Wimby.
superstars?
If it's not Wimby, the NBA has failed.
If it's
Yeah,
not Wemby, then it is exactly what Marcella said, and it's every team is gonna have some form of representation. Like,
yeah.
and then there's a lot of guys who don't want to step up to that type of mantle. Of course, we heard what LeBron said. Him pressing Stephen A. Smith on Twitter. Not many guys want to have that type of role of being the face of the league
Why
because of
would
the
you?
type of criticism they receive.
Yeah.
Cause they keep like they criticize everything they do at this point. So it's kind of like it's no point.
But yeah, Curry dropped 56 points.
I seen that.
And all they talked about the next episode was LeBron saying, "Why would anybody want to be the face of the league?" We
Yeah.
don't talk about the positive aspects of our game enough.
And even like the trades, bro. They was all talking about the Luka trade. Not many people buy up the De'Aaron Fox trade. Like it's all about what's popular or like what's gonna bring the most views. They don't talk about everything around that sport.
Facts.
Pays, man.
Yeah, bro. They just do it.
They
They just do what they got to do to get the bills paid.
get the
Same
bills
old,
paid.
same old, bro.
Shout out Cat.
Shout out Cash Nasty. I was thinking the same thing. Shout out Cash Nasty. But
What
yeah,
did y'all?
like
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't watch anything of All Star Weekend. What did y'all think about that? If you did watch,
um
I was at work and I didn't care to go on YouTube. So, what did y'all think about it if you watched it?
I didn't
um
watch either.
Yeah, yeah.
We all didn't. Okay, okay.
wait,
All right.
wait. I will speak on that. I will speak on that because we can't end it off like that. All right, so like, do we have like any ideas like besides the players actually playing harder in the challenges and the All Star game dunk contest? Well, dunk contest, I know Mac McClung won.
Shout
I
out
mean,
Wendy, bro.
I
He
know
was the only
Mac
person
McClung
giving
won
effort.
for the third time straight, but like, is there like any new ideas to like bring the All Star weekend back to light, or like
No,
is it just it's
no,
gone? It's just gone.
no.
You know, all productive ideas that I've seen, I don't think that all stars would do. like 1v1 tournaments. Who's really gonna put their
No,
pride on the
no,
line
no,
in a
that's not
1v1
happening.
setting?
Yeah, nah.
Because it's gonna be like the dunk contest, and you're gonna realize a lot of players aren't good at 1-on-1, and you're gonna realize a lot of players are amazing at 1-on-1. Cam Reddish gonna win that whole tournament. Like
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
Cam is
it's
filthy.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Cam cold 1-on-1, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Like it's just it's not. Players aren't gonna put their pride on the line like that.
Yeah, and like in the dunk
Exactly.
contest, they just gonna keep abusing Mac like every year, bro. It's like nobody
Like,
else can like dunk, bro.
but
Well,
yeah,
no one
as
else is
for the
crafty.
whole
No
I
one else is
just
1v1
crafty at dunking,
aspect,
bro.
has anybody seen any women's basketball? One of the stars
I
of the
know what you're talking
WNBA, a
about.
Yeah,
top three
yeah,
player in the WNBA, lost a 1v1
Yeah, I
to a
seen
rookie
that.
yeah.
who had a bad
Um,
first year.
and then like with the dunk contest, bro, I just think that like we're just evolving. Like we've damn near seen every dunk that's possible, bro.
Man, ever since Zach
That's
Levine and
just what
Aaron
it
Gordon,
feels
bro.
like. Like, cause like even and then like
If
even
you're not doing the 360 double East Bay, then it's not going to impress
when I
nobody.
see like these professional dunkers, like they'll do some stuff like something crazy, but I'm just like, oh, that was nice. But like I don't be like going overly crazy about it. Like it's just like we've like just seen a lot. So I don't know what's like you have to get really, really creative. And like like respectfully, Mac McClung, he has the time to do that. Like he's not playing in the NBA. I mean, I know he's in the G League. But like these NBA players, bro, really think about it, bro. They have like a week maybe to really start preparing. Like when they're not like the season All-Star break ends on like a Wednesday. Like it starts on a Wednesday, I mean. The dunk contest is that Saturday. So you really
Yeah,
have like 3-4 days, but that doesn't include like you gotta travel to the city one of those days. Like, I don't know, bro. It's just a lot goes into it, and it's just pointless. Like, I mean, you win some money, but like, man, the Stars not doing that. They're looking forward to that. They think of that time as a break. That's why Bron didn't play. I think if that was Game 6 of the NBA Finals, Bron's playing, but he's like, bro, it's the All-Star game, so
I wouldn't either.
it's pointless, man.
But yeah, only players I was really trying out there was Wemby. He looked like he actually wanted to
It's his
nah,
win.
first
bro.
one. That's
You
what they always
remember
do in their first one. It's their first one.
you
That's how it's supposed to be, though.
okay,
The
okay. You
younger
just
guys
saw
are
you
supposed to
just
try to get them a win.
5 years from
Older guys are
now,
supposed to take
when Wimby
a
is
back
just
seat.
a perennial, continuous All-Star, Wimby's gonna be let the young
yeah,
guys play. Like,
yeah, for sure. That is. I just remind me. I seen a clip, bro. I seen this clip where Chris Paul was showing Wemby the method, bro. They was just trying to cheat the skills challenge.
oh,
They
the
was just
skills
shooting the
challenge.
shot. They
Yep.
was
Yeah, that's
shooting the
smart.
shots.
And
Got
they got
Yeah,
disqualified.
disqualified.
yeah. They got
I don't
disqualified,
know why
bro.
they got disqualified. I
Chris
found it
Chris
kind
Paul
of
trying to show
amusing.
him the method.
I'm just saying, like, if them getting disqualified is crazy, like that was the only part that the media was actually promoting.
Yeah, facts.
If that's the only highlight of y'all's challenge, then it shouldn't be a part of it. Because I feel like what they did was kind of entertaining.
Yeah, for sure. It's really like a break for everybody because nobody really be tuning in no more, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Hey, all I gotta say is I've been thinking about this a lot. League need to expand, man. League expansion
It
needs
is
to happen.
time. It is time.
Yeah, yeah,
I feel like there's a lot of talented guys not getting the shine that they need, and
Yeah,
they just
it's
wasting away
time.
on the bench. It's time for an
It's
expansion.
definitely
They
time.
need to add two teams, one in the West, one in the East. They're gonna be bad for a little bit, but the the
Not
NBA,
even, bro. Not even because I think the league is so deep, bro. If Bones Highland is the number one option in the NBA, bro, I think he can get 24 a game. That's in like that sounds crazy, but
no, that's not
you're
crazy,
spitting
bro.
facts though.
That's not crazy though.
it's just the league is so deep.
Like
Hmm.
it's literally when you're seeing 10 teams all above 500. If you're seeing almost 10 teams competing for a NBA championship, then like this league is deep. There are guys on these teams that probably could be franchise cornerstones that are barely getting rotational time, or there's guys who are the third option on teams like the Celtics or even the Rockets. Like it's time to expand.
It is.
Yeah, because
I
if
don't
we
think the
do,
NBA gonna do it till Bron retire though, because they want him to own the
yeah,
Vegas team. Like it's all about the numbers, bro. I'm telling you.
yeah, it's all about the yeah. I feel like once we do that, bro, it's gonna open up like more superstars, have more people tune in, especially if they from that city. So
Exactly. Like Seattle and Vegas need to get a team.
But then if you do that, then you got to move a team to the east. Where are you
yeah,
Hey,
moving?
I feel like there are some
Memphis,
teams that need to relocate though.
Memphis, maybe,
Yeah. Memphis, we got 4 teams in California.
or
Like,
Minnesota,
yeah, it could, yeah,
or just say,
Minnesota.
or just do a. No, you can't do that.
No,
I
you
was just
can't.
gonna say
Yeah,
like how the
um,
NFL got the NFC and the AFC, but it's
yeah. I
not at
was
all
thinking that.
like.
Yeah, I was thinking you was gonna say that. I was like, nah, bro.
Yeah, you can't do
because
that.
then
Yeah,
it's
you
like
can't
the
do that for
playoff
the
time coming
NBA,
around.
bro.
How is they going?
But then
Because
like okay,
they've switched
but
from
I
that though.
do
It
feel
used
I
to be
do
like
like
that.
that though, because
It
I
used to
just
be like that.
there's team like just give us the best 16 teams in the playoffs. Don't I hate the 8-8. Just give us the best 16 teams because it's so much easier to make the playoffs in the East than it is the West.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because the East is like, it's like you got one or two teams in mind that's gonna make the playoffs that year, bro, and it's most likely gonna be the Celtics. But the West is kind of like up in the air though.
East is Celtics, Cavs, maybe Knicks. That's it. Those are
Cavs,
the only
yeah,
3 teams that I
And
feel
look,
even confident to get past to get to the conference finals.
yeah.
I wouldn't
East
count
is
out
kind of
Giannis.
free.
The only
Giannis,
reason Giannis hasn't made it out of the second round recently is because he's been injured for the first few games.
He's been
Playoffs.
injured.
I feel like Giannis has been undermined this season too. He's been putting up a great season.
I
He
gotta
hasn't had
see.
a
I
single
gotta see the
game
Knicks
under
at full strength
2010
because
on
they.
50% shooting.
I gotta see the Knicks at full strength because they just got Robinson back.
Yeah,
So I want to see them at full strength before I come to any conclusions. But
But the West,
yeah.
man, West anybody can make it. Thunder,
Look, bro,
Lakers,
I
Clippers.
none of us had like the Mavs going to the finals, man. I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't have it.
Facts.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't have the Mavs going that far, but that's just what the West does, bro. But I
that's
guess
what
it will
brought
be
me.
interesting for the East if these teams are like, cause that's what happened last year, bro. Like most of the teams were hurt, but if they all healthy, bro, I would like to see the Cavs, the Celtics, the Knicks all go at it for sure.
Yeah.
We'll see. Outside of that, is there any more topics, y'all?
Nah, unless we're talking about football.
All right.
We could do it. We could get into a football episode. I just want to briefly, in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Did Tank fight yesterday? Right? I
Yes,
didn't
he
even
did.
know he. I didn't even know he was fighting.
yeah,
Yeah, that
And I
fight.
heard it was
nah,
controversial, so I'm gonna go
yeah,
watch it, and then we could talk about it in the next
yeah. It
episode
was
or
a good
something.
fight.
All I'm gonna say is that I am not all that savvy in football in boxing rules, but there's always Google. I did my little Google search. You are able to take a knee, I believe, as long as it's not contact previous to the knee. It does not
Uh,
count as a knockdown if you take a knee for reasons such as wiping your face
yeah.
or fixing an issue like tying your shoe.
Yeah, I didn't even watch
That's
it,
what
so I gotta
happened.
see.
Tank said he had like, cause he said he just got his hair done, and he had like hair grease in his eye. So like he had to like go to the corner and like take a knee real quick. But yeah, it's definitely controversial, man. We'll talk about it next time though.
Yep.
All right, man.
So is
So
that
you could
all?
take it out. Yeah, you could take us out, though.
You can take us out.
All right, y'all. That concludes another episode of Ballin on a Budget podcast. If you watched all the way through, once again, we'd like to thank you. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube account. Go ahead and check out our social medias that will probably be linked below. We all use Twitch, Instagram, or another YouTube account in some way, shape, or form. So y'all should go ahead and rock with those. Shout out all of us for getting this episode in. It's been a while, and I hope that y'all stay with us with this. We're going to try to get a little bit more consistent. I can't guarantee it, but we'll try. And yeah, that concludes another episode. Shout out, Kings.
Hey, man, we'll see y'all in the next one, man.
Two guns on my hip, this bitch feel like it's law and order. You know I stay lit, I just rolled up a fucking quarter. Then when I slide, I can't pull up in nothing normal. Talking pants, I drop 9 on this trip, fuck dressing formal.